All right, it seems like every time it's like, oh, all right, and it's like my little.
Oh no, we in this mug.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, y'all? What's happening with you?
It's another episode, a lovely episode of the Strikezones and Endzones podcast.
You know what time it is, man.
I'm the producer, Wes, but more importantly, the apple to my eye. Is that too romantic?
He is. No,
Trey Ballard. Trey Ballard, everybody.
It's never too romantic, man. It's never such a thing as too romantic.
You know, it's we're like JD and Turk from Scrubs.
You know what I mean? Come on,
I don't know. Did you ever watch Scrubs?
Yes, I did.
I love Scrubs.
Bam, chick, bam. Remember when he had the pants on?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite episode, bro. That's my favorite episode.
JD and just the Dr. Cox sneak hug.
I need to put
I could go back
and watch that, bro. That was my shit, bro.
Yeah.
Scrubs was one of my,
in college,
I literally went back and rewatched it, like, because I watched it when it was on TV.
Yeah.
And then I went and rewatched it when it got on streaming.
Oh, yeah. That was...
I gotta watch it again. No, that's my shit.
Yeah, that was where my buddy Matt and I, who's moving here, every one of my girlfriends, even now my only wife, Victoria.
Now my only wife.
She's like, why am I, when I watch JD and Turk, that's like you and Matt? I'm like, because it's guy love between two guys.
It's a bromance.
It's a bromance.
You know?
The ultimate
bromance.
So
yeah, no, I mean shit. That show was crazy because that was one of my shows. 2.5 Men, Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle, that was its own entity. That was like the first anti-sitcom.
That was my shit, bro.
Yeah.
I love Malcolm.
That was great. And then I mean, I guess when I was in high school, that's when like Friends was coming to the end.
Yep. Actually, I didn't watch.
I remember like in the 90s, it was big, like you had your Full House.
Oh, you got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Full House,
Prince,
Family Matters and shit.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that shit like, that was rerunning. I didn't watch it like obviously.
No, dude, but TGIF used to be the shit. Did you ever? TGIF was so you had Family Matters and Full House. We're always on there. But
it was like a Friday thing.
Friday night, thank God it's Friday. And then you had Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh yeah, no. See, I didn't watch the Friday night shit because I was
little.
Well, that and also I was going to the football games because we had our football games and shit.
That's true. Yeah, I was elementary school. This was like mid-90s.
Oh, bro, I was born in 95. You got
I know.
I was like, what?
I was 9. I was 9.
I was like, bro, how did you forget I was born in 95?
I was thinking about this when every time you mentioned that. It's
I'm like, I don't know what the
that like. So if I was like, so I'm 9 years older than you. So at graduating high school, I would be 18.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been 9, but it's like. We were buddies, be like, "Yo, who's your buddy?" I'm like, "Oh, this 9-year-old guy over here. He's my really good friend.
That's real though.
That's my buddy.
That's real though.
Don't worry, when he grows up, he's gonna be awesome.
That's real though, because that's honestly how it is, bro. Like you got that age gap, and you just like, damn. If we would like, when I was 18, you know what I mean, like,
right?
Same sort of shit, bro. That's
Well, Victoria's 5 years older than me, so when she graduated high school, I was going into ninth grade. So I was technically in 8th, but it was I was like, yeah, babe. When you graduated high school. You had your eye on some sweet little 13-year-old, do a little cradle robber you.
That's crazy, bro. That's so funny, bro. We always talk about that shit.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I always thought
that's the age difference and shit, bro.
What junior high or freshman in high school boy didn't have a crush on the seniors?
Oh, of course, come on.
That's just come on. Next,
like,
it's like your first love. It's like Jessica Rabbit
like
for me.
You're like older woman. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, I do.
He's like older woman. That's it.
Yeah, well, come on. My reasoning is their boobs were bigger, and they kind of knew what they were doing. I'm popping boners in the middle of class,
right,
So
that's valid.
Yeah,
that's super valid.
Yeah, but I'd still hook. Going back to the last episode, Martha Stewart. You don't have to put a gun to my head.
Hey, that makes one of us, but like,
actually, I think today is the anniversary of that.
That was last week.
Was that last week? The anniversary of it?
Yeah, that was last week.
Hell yeah!
I'm pretty sure.
She came to Dallas. She was like, "There's some boy named Trey. I got to go to his restaurant."
Yeah, no, I don't think she said that.
No, I know she did.
Because I think she had some other shit going on. I'm about to say she had some other shit going on.
Yeah.
Like
I know she called me and I tell her, I'm like, Martha. She looks at me.
Damn, I didn't even get to go up there on Tuesday for Cheech and Chong. I forgot.
Well, they were here?
Yeah, they did an event at my job. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even get to go.
And you've been blunting and you didn't go see Cheech and Chong? You're like, yeah, I actually did. I went so Cheech and Chong.
Nah, I did. Yeah, I went Cheech and Chong myself. I didn't go there and see them, but yeah, they did an event at my job. So
damn, dude.
That was crazy.
That would have been awesome. That's whatever.
But
like we said, everything comes through Dallas.
Everything does come through the D,
This is
man.
not the last time.
Nah, people.
I mean,
we didn't have like I said, Martha Stewart and Cheech and Chong. within a week span. Like
so, like Marilyn Manson will be here in a few weeks. You got
and remember I told you we had Anthony. I took care of Anthony Rizzo one night.
Yeah,
and that was super random because I'm like he does not like he plays for the Rangers or anything. So.
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah. That was this is a Blaze, and I know it's political and not a big deal, but do you know who Sean Spicer is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met him today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Sean Spicer. I'm like, you mean that little guy that was like a train wreck of White House? And they're like, yeah, and Jeff, the guy who do Chewing the Fat with, was like, yeah, the guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah, I mean, bro. He was like, man.
He didn't, okay, officially he didn't say that, but he did say that.
I mean, he hinted at it.
Yeah.
So. He definitely hinted at it, but yeah, no, bro. I mean, it's been pretty cool. So all these people coming in and seeing, all these.
It's just becoming summertime.
Oh yeah, summertime. You know what that brings, bro. It's gonna get crazy. So
yeah, and shout out to my best friend Matt. He'll be here next on the 21st. So
yeah, shout out, bro.
You'll actually have two of you who know all about sports if you let him on.
Yeah, I would never not let him on, bro.
Oh yeah, no,
any sort of special guest that want to come on, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, so he can talk
whatever, bro.
He if you put my knowledge of movies and your knowledge of sports, that's Matt.
That's
so yeah. So Matt, you got some big shoes to fill.
Nah, I don't think you do, bro. You gonna be all right. We ain't sure.
Nah. He's gonna help build this.
Oh yeah,
while he's looking for it. Yeah,
for sure. Hell yeah,
second floor is always growing.
That's what we're trying to do, bro. We're just trying to keep growing and expanding and doing our thing.
And personal shout out before we get into the sports is thank you for liking the shorts. So many people.
Yeah, man. We was talking crazy on there, huh?
So since I posted on Sunday our first one, so I've just been pulling from the past 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. We've gotten out of the 4 that we've done, it's been 5,000 views.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know if that's the new algorithm. I don't know. I'm not questioning it.
We're not gonna question it, bro. We're just gonna keep doing what we do.
We did find out the topics you guys like. And unfortunately, it has nothing to really. Yeah. Well, unless it's a rant. Yeah. Your rants do really well.
Yeah, my rants, because a lot of my friends like my rant, or they laugh at my rants.
The next, I think not the next one I'm posting, but the one after that will be one of your LeBron. Like, look straight at the camera, like you have one job.
Hey,
you're shit talking to Luka.
Come on, man. Luka, LeBron, Rob Pelinka. It's a lot of y'all. Like I said, we not gonna keep rehashing it, but y'all know the message has been sent. So figure it the fuck out.
So I didn't even think about this. So speaking of like one job, and this I've totally forgot because of how they're doing all the game packages, like who gets what, streaming wise.
Yeah.
I forgot that the Eagles are playing Dallas.
Oh yeah, we open the season.
And don't they hang the banner?
Yeah, the Eagles hang their banner.
No, dude, I know. I'm not hating on the Cowboys.
They had a little ceremony and all that shit.
But I just wanted to see Jerry Jones have a stroke.
He not
literally, but
he's not gonna have no stroke, unfortunately, with his bitch ass. But hey, shout out to y'all for going and getting George Pickens, man. That's just one piece to the puzzle. Like I said, man, we drafted. We had a solid draft, and in terms of free agent moves, we did our thing. You know what I mean? We did what we could. We got, like I said, we picked up George Pickens amongst others. So we don't even have to keep rehashing that. Like September 4th, man, Philly, we're gonna be there. Not actually gonna be there because I'm not going to Philly, but in terms of just the Cowboys, we'll be on the field with y'all. We'll see what happens, man. A lot of people been talking crazy, so we're gonna see what y'all about, man. We know y'all won the Super Bowl and all that sort of shit. But
it would be cool to see Saquon.
Man, I'm not worried about that nigga, bro. Fuck him.
Giants fan here. How do you think I feel?
Man, fuck the Eagles,
dude. We drafted him. He was a fucking stallion.
I know.
And gets hurt, and then. As soon as we let him go, and then
let him go to a division rival of all places.
90 miles away.
God damn, bro.
Yeah.
What we doing? But it's okay. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And then he does one of the coolest fucking plays ever. And I was like, yeah, where was that for the X amount of years you were on the Giants?
I mean, shit.
Whatever.
He was trying, I guess.
He was trying. Who is the Giants quarterback this year?
I mean, y'all drafted Jackson Dart.
The
QB room is who else y'all got? Y'all got
Tony Cutlets.
I got Tommy Cutlets. Yeah, I got Tommy Cutlets.
You don't think he's going to be? Do you think he has the possibility to be a starter?
Maybe. Oh, y'all got Russ, don't y'all? Russell Wilson, I thought.
Did we?
Pretty sure y'all got Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I just saw a picture of the QB room a second ago, or like earlier this week.
Like the Russell Wilson, like Seahawks Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, bro. Let me see.
Well, hopefully he doesn't pull a Aaron Rodgers ayahuasca.
Yeah, y'all got Russ, y'all got Jameis, Tommy Cullis and Jackson Dart. I was about to say, I was like, I just saw a picture. Yeah, QB room. Yeah, I just saw. Russell Wilson is in this picture of the 4 quarterbacks, the only one wearing game pants.
Yeah.
Everyone else is wearing shorts.
Yeah, Cutlets.
That's some Russ ass shit to do.
To like Cutlets Parmesan over here.
Hey, I just want to say,
hey man, he stepped up, but I love him not just because of the whole. Just he's a media like he's a marketing promotions like gold mine, and him and his agent. But like he actually stepped up. He can play.
No, yeah, he's not ass.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's. You see like an Eli? No.
No, of course not, bro.
But like, he for stepping in when he had to, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, given his situation. I mean, it's gonna be cool, bro. I wouldn't expect too much out of him, obviously, and Jameis, but I think Russ and Jackson Dart will probably end up starting throughout the year, or at some point during the year, because you take him in the first round. But
see how he does in preseason.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna see. Like I said, football is, we didn't have the draft and everything. We didn't had the free agency period and stuff. So what's it, May? Shit, starting next month. I mean, you got rookies have already reported for doing their mini camp and stuff like that. You got OTAs and shit next. So you got a bunch of football coming up. But right now, bro.
Now, yeah, that's we're talking future. We're talking about now.
We got baseball, we got hockey, and we got NBA. Now, starting with baseball, since they're not in the postseason, we're going to knock that out.
They got a lot of games left.
Yeah, we got a lot of ball left.
Yeah, our Yanks are
shout out the Yanks. We are first in the AL East.
Yeah, we're up by 2, right?
We have a 4-game
lead.
I actually saw we have the biggest division lead in the majors right now.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
Cleveland is, or Detroit is 3.5 above Cleveland. Seattle is 1 game above the Rangers and the Astros, who start a series this weekend. We got the first Subway Series this weekend against the Mets starting tomorrow.
Oh, so
and then we also,
yeah.
And also the weekend of 4th of July is the second one. So we got one here starting tomorrow, and then we got the next one is going to be in July.
So you guys, if you listen to our last episode, which was posted,
Fuck the Mets.
There was a section of that, and apparently the YouTube universe really enjoyed the little clip that we had. You couldn't see the whiteboard because you have to go 9x16.
Yeah, it's a big ass baseball, bro.
But dude, yeah, we went. Well, you said like looks like a pussy, and I was like, he looks like a dildo.
That mascot looks like a bitch.
But what killed me was that it's smiling.
What baseball has ever smiled?
So
baseball has ever.
To explain the idea behind that graphic is, I was originally trying to get him in a headlock, like Trey, but it didn't look like Trey too much. Yeah. So I was like, why don't we just... I
can only do so much for you.
Yeah, so my idea was he's at a stand-up club and we're just yelling him to get off the stage. Yeah, like you suck. That was the intention.
Which is valid.
It was, because, a lot of like GPT or Sora and all that shit, they, this may violate my...
Right.
I'm like, dude, I even put in like the word like noogie and bullying, and it still said no.
And
like,
it still ain't do shit.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, man?
It doesn't make no sense, bro.
Or then like they do like a picture of you, because it's like I even like type it. I'm like, I'm like 6'1". I go, he's big, not like I have to. And I put pictures as reference of you. I'm like, hey,
I'm hefty. We're working on that right now.
Yeah, no. But like,
right.
You're not. Fat.
We're getting right.
Yeah, and so.
I disagree with that. We're gonna get unfat though.
But ChatGPT just loves giving you facial hair.
Yeah, bro, I got a little bit.
Yeah,
but they try to give me so much.
Try my best.
They like looking. They're like, this guy needs more facial hair.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
it's the style, man.
I'm like, I don't know. I can't grow it any more than what I have.
I like being clean shaven, so I'll
don't
stick
really
to that.
Have much of a choice.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'll do
you
it.
said you like it. I'm like, I don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you got a partner in crime on that.
Yeah,
I know everybody's got a beard now.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I'm walking around, people look at me, they're like, why is your skin like, why are you so baby faced? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry.
My dad has facial hair. Yeah, it's bald like you got,
It's like, I'm sorry, I want to look young. I'm not trying to, I'm 39 now. Do I want to look 45? No.
There's no reason.
I'm cool with looking early 30s.
So anyway, I was just saying, like, I just want to throw that in there. Like Wes said, we do have a lot of baseball left, so we just want to kind of cover that. We got to talk about our Yanks as we got our big Yankee blanket.
I've had this little blanket I've had since 1998.
Hell yeah!
It survived
I was 3 years old.
A lot of dogs and a lot of moves, but it still got it. Yeah.
You know what? And this is how I feel like we should structure this here. So we're going to jump into NBA now because the Stars do play tonight and we are in Dallas. So we'll kind of leave the second part to them. And also with the NBA, we can segue that into. So to start, you got the Thunder Nuggets in Denver.
I'm sorry,
the
just
Thunder
that
Nuggets so fast.
I don't know why
Thunder versus
Thunder...
Nuggets. Yeah, I said it so fast.
No, but Thunder Nuggets just like...
Yeah, no, that was pretty crazy. That was almost like on Fairly Odd Parents, Doug Dimmadome with the blubber nuggets. Remember?
Yeah,
that
dude,
shit was so funny,
I love the Fairly Odd Parents.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So you got the Thunder at the Denver Nuggets tonight, 7:30. Here in about 45ish minutes.
I mean, we can just go hop on the dart.
So it'll probably be late.
Dude, we can go hop on the dart and pop out there.
Dude, that would be crazy. But yeah, so we got that. The Thunder are looking to try to end the series and advance to the Western Conference Finals against the Timberwolves. I'm seeing OKC right now as a 5.5-point favorite in Denver. So that leads me to believe I think Denver's going to cover the 5.5. I am going to pick OKC to close it out. There's a lot of people picking this series to head back to OKC for the seventh game and, seventh and final game. But I think OKC closes out tonight, but I do think that Denver covers the 5.5. And I'm going to say OKC wins by about 4-ish. I can see like a...
You're keep it that close?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be like...
What was their biggest spread? Like, what was the... Have they been that close within 10 points each game, or...
I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Let's see. So game 1 was 121 to 119. Game 2 wasn't. Game 2 was the Thunder came back and beat them 149 to 106, so they beat them by 43.
Yeah.
But then the Nuggets beat them 113 to 104. Then the Thunder won 92 to 87 and 112 to 105. So kind of in that ballpark, not exactly, but I still just think in a game where Denver is fighting to keep their season alive and they're at home, I do think
after that whole 40-point, 70-point.
Yeah, well, yeah, I just think that they're not gonna lay down. So I think that OKC's gonna kind of pull it out at the end. I can see it being like a 4-point win, maybe like 108 to 104. I'm gonna say that on wax, 108, 104, somewhere in there.
Say it on wax. That is an old school radio term. My God,
baby, come on now.
Are you sure? Like you
put it on wax, man. Put that on wax.
You got stacks of wax, man.
Put it on wax, man.
Yeah.
Look,
that's why I made that logo. I said Trey Ballard Broadcasting.
Hey, look, man.
You got broadcasters.
I got my things from my old school that I can bring in and put in here. You know what I mean? So
I'm surprised. A lot of people don't know that.
We're gonna put that on wax, man.
Dude, that sounds dope as shit too.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's always stuck with me because it's always one of those things for me that like. And you can use it like even if you weren't doing a podcast. Like if I texted Wes a prediction, I would say, yeah, I'm putting that on wax. Even though it's in like most people like, oh, I'm putting it in text. I'm saying because I'm like this is old school.
So it's like I'm putting it literally on the record.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the record. Yeah, exactly. I'm putting it on wax.
Put it on wax.
God. So that's why I say that.
God, I love it. It just sounds. I'm gonna steal that.
That's why I fuck with it, bro.
It's good.
I like that. Never left me. I'm putting that on wax.
I know the title of the show. Put it on wax.
Put it on wax, dog.
Yeah. Then we gotta play some Nightmares.
That's
after
true.
that. But yeah, anyway. So.
But no, yeah, that was really it there. You do got the Celtics and the Knicks are gonna have game 6 tomorrow night.
What's the series at?
The Knicks are up 3-2. They did lose last night by 25. But Jason Tatum, prayers up to him. He did tear his Achilles 2 nights ago against the Knicks in game 5. Or game 4, I mean. So just prayers up for him. It's a tough recovery, but he's one of those guys. He's gonna be resilient. He's gonna come back. Yeah. It's always fuck the Celtics, obviously. So, but regardless, I don't want any injuries to affect that sort of thing.
Yeah, because we don't want I mean, one, because you're a good person, but two, I don't want to hear like, well, we lost our best. No.
And especially with a lot of fans out there, and I feel like it can go both ways, but a lot of times we do lose sight of the fact that when it affects our team negatively, we will try to use injuries as an excuse. Like I'm a human being. Like, the same thing happens. But I feel like we got to be more consistent in the fact that sometimes that can flip around on you. And, with Steph and the Warriors losing to the Timberwolves.
Is he back?
No, they lost.
They lost? Oh, shit.
But that's what I'm saying. He played game when that was it. And so a lot of Warriors fans have been saying if we had Steph, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and that's true. Obviously, if you are at full strength, if any team's at full strength versus not full strength, they're a different team. But there has been series and things previously in the past where you played a team that wasn't full strength and you won, and there was no issue with that. You took it in stride and you said, yeah, we won regardless.
Yeah, because it goes both ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It goes both ways. So as human beings, we got to start to recognize that, hey, it can flip on you. You know what I mean?
I'm going to start using that. Like, man, why'd you lose? I didn't have 86 Jordan on my team. I mean, I know, but I just didn't have them. And if I did have them,
had he been there, it would have been a different story.
But it doesn't matter.
But yeah, man, like, you know, you just got to kind of take that on the chin. You got to take that on the chin. So
yeah, there's you guys get millions of dollars.
You're all right.
You're going to be just fine.
You know what I mean?
And if you're still, I don't know, under 30, just fine.
Miss me with that.
Yeah. It's like, dude, enjoy the extra time off.
Right.
Yeah.
And
get fat a little bit.
Also, with that, I would not mind a Knicks, whoever comes out of the West Finals. Honestly, I wouldn't. Like, even as a lot of people are like, how can you watch this? I'm like, bro,
sports junkie.
I am a basketball fan. I told somebody, if it was the Utah Jazz and the fucking Washington Wizards, I'm watching the finals. I'm sorry. I'm a junkie.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care who's playing. I do not care. Other than Celtics, Warriors, and the Clippers, you know, a couple other teams, but you know, for the most part, it does. Like, it could be these smaller market teams or teams that historically are not as good or have not as been or not been.
When you
successful.
have no skin in the game, it's actually more fun. That's when you kind of do those fun bets, like, hey,
just cheer for whoever. You know? Like, not even really cheer for whoever, but just kind of like not mind who wins. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and, like I said, if it was the Jazz and the Wizards, like, each game, I'm like, damn, he cooking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking at it objectively, like, damn, they just going at each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't really worried about who wins.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like when you bet, you know, it's like betting, like, you're like a $5 bet. You're like, whatever. I don't mind doing shit like that.
Yeah, like a little something.
You're like, yeah.
But like one of my homies just threw $10 on Julius Randle to be finals MVP because you can already bet on that. Yeah. And so he just threw that on there because why not? Just to have something to root for.
Yeah. You need something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, that sort of stuff is cool to me too, because it's just like, you don't have any skin in the game. Like, why not just kind of root for good, you know, product of whatever is going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, to segue that, I guess we have to say shout out to the Mavs for winning the draft lottery and getting the number one overall pick. The conspiracy theory, I still don't believe it. I'm not one of those people, but I get why. Too many coincidences, I agree, can lead you to believe that something is a little too good to be true. Yeah. But I will say, I am one of those people that when it came to statistics, I mean, 1.8% chance is not a very large chance, but it is still less than zero or more than zero. Sorry. So I get it and I can understand. Also, for the teams that
it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Unlikely.
It's very unlikely.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible. So that's my thing. And I get it. It does raise some eyebrows given the circumstances of how that trade went down. And here we are a couple months later and this happens. I get that. However, a lot of the people have an issue with it because of the teams that had worse records than the Mavs and did not get.
So I don't know, how does the draft work? Is it
so the lottery is like this. So the bottom three teams have a 14% chance. Each of them have a 14% chance to get the number one pick.
And it's just randomly picked?
It's randomly picked. The way they do it is there's a combination of balls. So they'll draw out ping pong balls with numbers on them.
Oh, so they do it like legit randomly.
Dude. Everyone in that room, there's a team representative from each one. Everyone that's in the lot of top 14 picks, every single person or every single franchise has a representative there. Right. They have a little folder in front of them that has every single numerical combination from when these ping pong balls are drew to what it correlates to who gets what pick. Right. So it has for they don't know. The Mavs, it has every possible number combination. So like they need this combination for the first pick. And they need this combination for the 14th pick. And everything fills in from there. And that's for every single team. So every single team involved has a different set of combination balls. Okay, so to figure out where they're going to pick at. Gotcha. So what happens is there's a guy standing there at the front with a stopwatch. And they do it every 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds. So click it.
Powerball.
And he'll raise his hand. The person behind him will draw a ball, show it, put it down, boom. And you just keep doing it for all these combinations. So people's issue is the fact that it's not televised. It's not televised, but you can watch it. They do post it. Like the NBA page literally posts.
So they kind of like live issue.
You can watch the shit. Yeah, you can literally watch them do this. Yeah. But the thing is, obviously, given the circumstances, they're like, it's rigged, this and that. The problem with that is the fact that, okay, so if you're going to rig this, there's a lot of hoops and hurdles you're going to have to go through in order to do that. Because there's 13 other teams involved in this that you're going to have to get on board for this.
Yeah.
That's my own, like most people, like the people that that's our own thing. It's like, you have so many other moving parts and you have to get everyone else on board. And to take people back to the Luka trade originally, it was a 3-team trade.
Right.
The Utah Jazz were involved in the trade. Danny
Ainge, a lot of people don't
did,
focus on that.
Danny Ainge, the GM of the Jazz, did not know, because a lot of times when you're the third team in a trade, you're not really focused on the main parts because you're not involved.
You're like, who am I getting?
You're just like, who am I getting and what am I giving up per se? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you're not really, because again, you're not the one being approached with the big prize.
Yeah.
So you're not really tripping, because you know you're just going to end up kind of throwing in some stuff that you don't really care about. So, but they came out afterwards and said, had I known what it was going to, like, that was what was going on, I wouldn't have did it. So that's,
right.
So what people don't realize is that there's a lot of shit going on behind closed doors in terms of the moving parts of, okay, how are you going to convince this GM or this franchise to be okay with us rigging the, like, they literally, these teams lost games on, some of these teams lost games on purpose to try to get the worst record possible to get a better chance of getting the top pick.
Right.
How are you going to get them on board with not doing, like, with that not working?
Yeah.
That's my, like, what are you going to get them? They're going to be like, okay, we'll pay them.
It's not because they don't need the money.
That's all you're going to give them more. They don't care about the money. They have enough money. It's the fact of, okay, let's sit here and let's tell all these people, okay, so after you went 18 and fucking 64, and you had the worst record in the league, you're not going to get a top pick. We're going to give it to this other team because we made them trade their best player. Like, they're not going for that. It'd
be really hard to figure out how to negotiate. Yeah. What is your selling point?
How do you sell the other 13 teams?
Unless it's the fucking Joker telling you to, like, outside of that, I don't know.
You know, that's my thing, is like, and I get it, because again, too many coincidences raises many eyebrows. You're just like, hold on, this sounds too good to be true. But it's just like, okay, but you haven't thought about the actual breakdown in the moving parts involved here and what you're going to have to do to get whoever to give that up, to be like, to be okay with that. And so I'm just like, and again, I get it, but I'm just like, you cannot think that way, because it's too much going on for these teams to be like, yeah, I'm okay with us having sucked that bad and we don't even get a top 5. Some of these teams fell out of the top 3.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I'll take pick 25 or whatever. It's like, yeah, that sounds good.
We won 18 games, but sure, I'll take pick number 6.
That sounds good. I like it.
I'm just saying, and I get it. It is very, very, I don't know about that, but at the same time, it's like, on the flip side, it's like, okay, well, how are you going to get these people to agree?
Yeah, it's kind of like with people with, like, the moon landing is fake. I go, okay, so you're going to tell me that try to keep one secret from the government. You're going to convince Russia, the people, everybody in the United States that everybody's going to keep their mouth shut about this.
I'm glad you used that example, because I've had one of my friends, George, love you. The moon, he's more of a contrarian than he actually believes the moon landing isn't real, but he still has that as in his blood as a contrarian. He believes it's not real, and I'm like, how are you going to convince? There was a race to do this. Yeah,
so you're going to tell me that we're in the Cold War, that we said, yo, Russia, it'd be really cool if we just fuck with the world, and we're going to do, like, no.
They don't give a fuck.
Okay, I'm sure your buddy, what was his name?
George.
Okay, I'm sure, great guy. I'm sure. If you're friends with Trey, friends with me, you're an awesome dude.
Sure.
When was the last time you had a friend of yours say, can you keep a secret? Can you tell someone? Like, whatever. And let's say something you, like, told your girlfriend or just something along those lines.
Anything.
You spilled it. So you're going to tell me that everybody in the government in every country of the world was in on it.
Like, come on.
You're going to tell. So you would think that would have been leaked.
Yeah.
You know,
let's be for real.
Yeah. Of course, like, it's not like JFK or somebody like called up, what's his name? But whoever's in charge, but like just calling up all the year.
The new
Gorbachev.
No. Wait, Putin.
No, yeah, well, Putin, yeah.
But you meant back then.
Yeah. So, but it's not like they like just, of course the phone lines are tapped in the White House, recorded. Exactly. So it's not like he just went on and was like, yo, what's, I gotta talk to you about something. What's that? Like, let's fake the moon landing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, then they gotta call the guy. Yeah. It's like,
No, I mean, that's legitimately the same thing. It's just like, how do you get all these people on board with that? What do you give them to make them be okay?
You have guys where money's not an issue. Yeah. They're making compounded interest on their fortune. So again, unless it's the Joker threatening to kill all of y'all's family if you don't do this, which I don't think that's going to happen.
And there's so many people that, especially with this whole lottery thing, like there were multiple NBA journalists that came out and specific team report. Like there was one Jazz guy that was like literally there during the drawing and was just like afterwards he was like, that was deflating. Like he just said all this stuff. Like he was like, that was, that went about as bad as it could have. Like he was being so genuine. And you had people in his comments like, we know it was rigged, but he's like, I just watched this team that I cover that literally won 18 games and trying to get the first overall pick, not get it because of a drawing. And you're telling me that the NBA went to behind our backs and was just like, yeah, you guys aren't getting the first pick. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, and plus, don't you think if a journalist saw that being rigged, he would have
whistle blew the fuck out of that.
Do you know what kind of ratings, like how big his career would blow up? Like,
I'm gonna break that story.
I don't think he loves the Jazz that much. Where he's like, you know what, I like my job here, so I'm not gonna say anything. Right. Like, nah, dude, you're gonna definitely.
And it's because people were like, because LeBron went on Pat McAfee and was just like, you mean to tell me I'm coming out of the draft and I'm from Ohio and Cleveland gets the first pick, and he was talking about the Knicks getting the first pick with Patrick Ewing and the Bulls getting the first pick with Derrick Rose. And I'm like, I totally understand that. But when we go back and we look at the draft odds, it's not too far fetched. No. Again, it's not like these odds.
So basically, it's like a 1 in.
Zero.
It's like a 1 in 3. No, not 1 in 3.
I mean, I don't even
not
know
1 in 3, but it's not 1 in 500,000. It's not.
It's not a 0% chance.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing. And like again, 1.8 is not very big. We get that. You can go tell anyone that understands basic statistics and probabilities that.
Tell it to every lottery winner. Tell it to every lottery winner.
They're going to be like, well, no shit. If you give me 1.8% odds of something, like that's not very likely.
That's not a smart bet.
But it is. But is it impossible?
Yeah. Why do you think Snake Eyes and Craps pays out so big? It's hard to do. Yeah, it's not impossible.
But it's not impossible.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just
that's how I think of things. Like when I took statistics, that's how I think. Like I'm like, okay, a 2% chance of something is not very likely. Obviously, like that's obvious,
right?
But it's not impossible.
It's not.
It's just not though. I'm one of those people. I'm just like, it's not. I'm definitely a glass half full type person.
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna lie to y'all.
I just don't think people are that smart.
Yeah, that might be partially why. That I'm definitely glass half full, and I'm just like. It's not impossible though.
Yeah, it's
not something that can't happen. It's not a 0%
chance. Just that's what it was like. Correlation, not causation.
Yeah, like
they could be. My
brain just doesn't think that way.
That's why scientists never say with 100%.
There's nothing that's 100% because then it goes the flip side of that. That's not 0%. So it's
there's just the high degree of unlikelihood or high degree of certainty is what they say,
and that does not make it impossible.
Right.
Just because it's a high degree of improbability does not mean it's impossible.
Yeah, it's just like anything like those guys who do trick shots. Unlikely,
very unlikely.
It's hard to do intentionally.
And on top of that, think about how many takes they have to have.
Oh yeah, they're like
you do the math on those. There's a 1 in however many takes. It's a very low percentage that you make it on the first try.
Yeah,
once you finally make it, you go back and you think, okay, well, if I try to do it on the first try, these are my odds.
Yeah,
and it's not very likely.
Yeah, like my boy like my boy Estepario, when he posts something, he's like, yeah, this is take 95.
Yeah, like it's not very likely to do it on the first try, but it can be done.
Do you have any, like just immediate, like, you know how many takes will you see?
Right.
Even if you have everything set up,
it's multiple.
Just so you know, like, guys, when I edit podcast, there's a lot of times start, stop, I splice it together.
Right.
It sounds like it's one continuous.
But it's not. But it's not.
A lot of it gets done out of order.
See.
So it just happens like that. I'm sorry to tell you. I wish it wasn't like that. So it's not a play.
So to the conspiracy theorists out there and the Mavs fans who I'm guessing you're happy and also have a little bit of a head scratch. Don't. Just
take the win.
Take that win. Like it's 1.8% chance and you beat the odds.
Just shut up about it.
Have you ever heard of beating the odds before?
Yeah, like the underdog. Like the Americans beating the Russians in hockey in 1980. Okay? Nobody would have thought that.
Hello. It was not impossible. It was very unlikely, but it wasn't impossible.
So that was like you said, because I love statistics too. What really not fucked me up, but when you hear like, oh, only 5% of people. Yes. And then when you go, all right, but that could be 200 million.
Yes.
You know, so
Exactly.
when you start,
what is the pool that we're
so when you start saying, that's why
that pool that we're pulling.
Yeah, that's when somebody will go like, "Oh, how much did you lose?" And they'll say like, "I lost $500."
Okay, and I'm glad you put it that way. A 1.8% chance amongst 14 other or 13 other teams. That's not.
It's not. It's pretty big. Like, it's pretty good. Like it's almost a 1-to-1 rate. Like,
what are we talking about?
Yeah. So it's like if I told you it's like Wes, how much did you lose? And they'll say I lost. I lost. $2 on 100 or whatever. And I said, 0.02%. Like, oh, that's it. We're like, oh, but only. It was $2 out of my 10, or whatever. My numbers, I know those don't match up, but you know what I mean.
You had a 1.8% chance, but you only had 13 other people involved in it, or 13 other in that pool. Like that's it.
That's actually pretty good odds. Now that I think about it. 1 in 13 is not that bad.
Like, bro.
It's really not.
Acted like this was all 30 teams involved.
Yeah.
Like you were in all 30 teams aren't in the lottery.
It's not.
There's only the 14 teams involved.
Every team in the history, including NBA, college, high school. Then that's a little suspect.
But 1.8% amongst the 14 total teams that are mixed into this lottery.
Yeah,
that's not that far fetched.
Yeah.
That's not. It's just not. Even if it was all 30 teams, Wes, that's not that many.
Yeah, 1 out of 30. Yeah, and then what I was listening to some of those like random number calculators, like those aren't totally random,
right?
Because there's an algorithm that will choose it.
Exactly.
So the fact that they do the ping pong ball or whatever, like that actually is random.
And they don't, and they literally just boom, 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 air pulls, and then they pick one out. They just pull out or not. They just pick whatever.
What was it?
Pops up into the thing.
That's the how they pick judges in Southern District of New York. They have the wheel with the paper in it.
Yep.
That literally, it's old school, but
but
you can't rig that.
You can't rig it.
Unless,
how the hell are you supposed to rig that?
Unless you like put more the same names. But like when it comes to being random, it doesn't get much more random than that.
But they were talking about so specifically for like the Patrick Ewing one because that was in the 80s. They were talking about it was a frozen envelope, and I'm like, I don't know. Well, I'm like, I don't know about you, but like
literally frozen.
I feel that's what they said they used was a legitimate envelope that was it was frozen. Like maybe it wasn't like still frozen.
No, but like, what would be the point of freezing an envelope?
Wes, because you do the wheel thing, and I'm guessing.
So I know, like it would go heavier.
I don't understand how that makes sense because you got all these other envelopes.
Yeah, plus once you realize that if one's wet, like,
I guess they're saying purposely grab the wet one.
Yeah, I don't.
But they also have that on video too, and David Stern reaches in, and it's not like he was feeling around. He just reached in, and the first one that he could like grab with his fingers, he pulled out.
Yeah,
like you can see it. Like he literally, boom. It wasn't like he went in and did this.
No, not that. Yeah.
And he went in the first one that he could, because these are big ass envelopes. So it's like first one I can grab. I'm gonna pull it out.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
It was
Danny.
crazy.
Yeah, Danny Ocean and Ocean's 11 didn't fucking rig this thing.
This was a thing, just like the gorilla thing. People were saying it was rigged because of what happened. And again, I'm not.
It's
saying,
a fun thought experiment.
That's what I'm saying. Like I understand where your mind goes, and I get it. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty of like actually breaking this down and like making it make sense, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because when I first heard it, because I didn't know that's how the draft worked.
Dude.
I just go, because in my mind, I'm like, was that part of like the deal? Did like, like in football?
That's what I'm saying. That's
like in football, like you could trade draft order. So that's what I honestly just thought. I was like, oh, well, I was like, there's the kicker of. That's all I thought. I didn't know the conspiracy.
No, this is random. Like,
I didn't know that
you cannot control. Adam Silver is not going to go to Danny Ainge in the Jazz brass and say, "I'm sorry. I know you guys fucking suck this year on purpose to try to get the number 1 overall pick, but I need you to do me a solid." On top of the fact that, again, let's think about who we're talking about. When the trade happened, Danny Ainge did not know what the fuck was going on. You think he's going to then turn around on top of that and be like, oh, yeah, fuck it. You can give my number 1 pick away.
You know what? You already fucked me. Now, why don't you double fuck me?
Think about that, y'all. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It doesn't.
This is Danny Ainge we're talking about. This was a guy that literally built the Celtics into what they are right now, based off fleecing other people in trades and being the guy that was
this is his game.
A step ahead. You know what I mean? Yeah,
he wrote the book.
This was his game. This is his sort of thing. So like, you really think that he's gonna then turn around and be like, as good as I was at that sort of thing, I'm just gonna let other people do it better than me.
Today, I'm just not feeling it today.
I know I'm not feeling like being that type of guy. No, come on, dude. But again, it's a fun thought exercise. At first, I was like, oh yeah, it's fun to talk about and joke around.
Initially,
but then people were legitimately talking crazy, and I'm like, y'all, this is not rigged. Like they can't rig this. You are gonna piss off so many people if you and a lot of these people were Mavs fans that we're talking about, and I'm like, why would you not just accept the win?
Yeah, that's like when like a screwable happened where if I have a little extra money or something like that, it's like shut the fuck up, don't complain, don't bring it up.
They gave me the wrong change.
Oh yeah, okay. Or it's like, oh dude,
okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, dude, they gave you extra hours of overtime.
Oh, cool, let's go.
If they ask me about it, I'll say it, but I'm not going to talk about it.
I will let that direct deposit hit for sure.
Yep,
I will let that direct deposit hit. Like
sounds great.
Mistakes happen, yes, but we cannot sit here and pretend like the NBA is going to go and also on top of that, and again, you can talk about how the Luka trade happened and the fact that it happened in general. The NBA was not going to dismantle the top 4 market for them.
No.
Dallas, people keep trying to pretend especially Mavs fans, and I get it because of how the franchise is, and it's not the Lakers, it's not these teams. I get that. But let's not pretend like Dallas is Indianapolis, bro. Like let's be for real here. Like this is the Dallas fucking Texas, bro. Like DFW, this is
10 million people here. Okay.
This is not some little mom and pop city, bro.
Yeah.
This is not Salt Lake City, even great cities. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oklahoma, it would be weird. Oklahoma City.
Thank you, Oklahoma City.
That's a weird city to have a really good team.
This is not one of those places.
Yeah.
So if they were going to dismantle any market like that, it would be Oklahoma City. They would make them trade Shea to the Lakers or something like that. You'd be like, why the fuck would they dismantle one of the biggest markets that they have?
Yeah, was it like the Timberwolves? You're like, okay,
you know what I mean? Yeah, ass though. Like, okay, I mean, even hell, the Wizards, man. Fuck it, who cares?
Oh, who gives a shit about the Wizards?
You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? Except for Wizards fans. The Hornets, even, bro. Charlotte.
Oh yeah. After Muggsy, nobody cares.
Like, bro, I get it because of the way it happened and everything and who it went to, and I totally understand that because people are like, well, you're a Lakers fan, so you, and I'm like, no, but understand, I'm thinking of this objectively. Like, I get it, but like, bro, that doesn't make any sense for them to do that. They're like, the ratings were suffering. I said, dude, you guys only look at domestic ratings. You do realize the NBA is a global game. Like people are literally in China literally it's daytime over there.
Yeah.
And when it's fucking daytime here, it's nighttime there. They are watching basketball. They were staying up.
Yeah.
Like the only other place that loved Kobe as much as America was China.
Yeah.
Like that's why they go over there and do these fucking tours.
Yeah.
Like, do you forget about this sort of stuff?
Or like watching the Redeem Team thing? It was like who'd have thought like Greece?
They love them over there.
Yeah, like you got players there, like the legit players. I mean, Luka,
and these will be the same people. And speaking of him and guys and Jokic and Giannis, these will be the same people that ignore the fact that those players are coming over here to play because of what they see over in Europe. And
they're that good. Yeah,
they see this stuff. They're watching. They literally will talk about it when they're growing up. They're like, "Yeah, I grew up watching such and such." So I'm like, so stop looking at it just from an American perspective, just because you don't like to watch the NBA. I get it. You might not like it. That's cool. It's not for you. Yeah. But there's other people out there in this world that are watching the sport.
Yeah, do you know why guys really?
And they're like,
you can be aggressive and have a good. If you can't dunk, but you can have a good jump shot and be aggressive. Larry Bird.
Yes.
You have Larry Bird come around. That inspires you.
Yes, that inspires you to go.
You're going to try to be like that. So,
like, what do you mean? So I get it. Most of the time, we only want to care about what's going on in America. And again, that's. It's neither here nor there. I agree in certain aspects.
I think it's cool, like the fact that because to see teams like Greece to be really good because they got the stereotype of they're lazy and all this stuff, but like to actually have legit
because you've got guys that come over here to the league and continue to refine their skills. They become some of the best players on the planet.
Yeah, like and it seems like they want to play. Yes. Like they're ride or die. Like their street ball is not just to like talk shit. They're like, no, I'm playing to play basketball. This is my college basketball.
And again, these are the same people that have wanted a World versus USA All-Star game and shit like that.
That would have been awesome.
Which would be dope. But how do you think all those players became inspired to come over here to fucking play ball?
Yeah.
Because of what they were watching. You don't get that without that. You're over here just discounting the fact that everyone in America doesn't want to watch the NBA.
They didn't watch Michael Jordan?
Which is fine. But like, understand there's other people out there in the world that are watching and want to come over here, play, and continue to inspire the people in their home countries and whatnot to keep doing it.
It's always gonna be like that. And I don't know why. Like, yeah, Dallas fans. Come on, we had Dirk for the longest time.
You know, and now you're finna get
literally where the stadium is Dirk Nowitzki Way,
and you have a statue of him outside the arena.
I mean,
also,
I get
on top of that, you're about to get Cooper Flagg. So Nico, you're gonna get your wish. You didn't want a European superstar that was white. You want an American one. So here you are.
There you go.
He's from fucking Maine. How about
from
that?
Maine?
Yeah, Cooper Flagg's from Maine.
You can't get wider than that, man.
His nickname is the main event.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, bro, he's a monster.
I know. But
hey, I already put it on Twitter. I'm telling you right now, that white boy's cold.
Yeah,
I was a fan. Like, so the first,
the white boys needed to win in basketball.
From the first clip I saw him in high school, I said, "Oh, he's different."
Yeah,
like he's different. And then I saw him,
different. Like, how would you compare his playing styles?
I would say he's got a little bit of KD to his game. He's also a better passer than people give him credit for. I'm not gonna put him in a tier with like a Luka or anything like that in terms of how he sees the floor.
Is he more universal? Like he can do.
He's one of those guys. Legit. He's a Swiss Army knife.
We need you here.
He's a competitor, which is number one. He's one of those guys that is literally an ultimate competitor. He wants to compete in everything, every drill, everything. That's all you ever see about him. That's all people ever say. He's a competitor. And on top of that, bro,
he's got that Kobe spirit.
He's got that. He's got. I'm gonna just outwork you.
Yeah.
He works hard, and on top of that, bro, like his game is so smooth. Like when he catches the ball at the elbow, and you got the defense. So like, say you got the center right there underneath the basket or whatnot, or he move over to the opposite block. Whenever he sees the floor, bro, like say he'll hit him with a little jab. Cross, boom, go to the cup, or draw two, kick it. Like just his vision and the way he sees the game, bro, is just so. It's like
he takes the fundamentals and just makes them pretty.
Man, I can't even say enough about it, bro. He's a monster, bro.
I think I know what jersey I'm gonna get,
bro. You got to get
because I'm not really a basketball follower, so I got to get something. So
I wouldn't even get you the Cooper flag, bro.
Okay,
get you the flag, bro.
Definitely.
He's the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's the truth. For sure.
I know we already talked about baseball, and we were talking about the news. Mm-hmm. Pete Rose.
Oh yeah, man. That's crazy.
So I did that. Somebody asked, it was when I had at work, I had to follow the Twitter feed. It said how it only takes to die to get lifted. Mm-hmm. How old Shoeless Joe would have been 134 years old to get the ban lifted. But again, Pete Rose betted on himself to win.
I can't never be mad at that.
Yeah.
Y'all mean to tell me that y'all mad at somebody betting on themselves?
What did Michael Jordan do? Was he a gambler?
He was the biggest gambler, cockiest motherfucker on the planet. And on top of that, we're going to have him contribute in the NBC, special contributor. Shout out to Mike. Finally jumping in and allowing the new generation to hear his thoughts and how he feels about the game and such. And who knows? Maybe they'll have one of those segments where they got DraftKings, Michael Jordan parlays and shit. That motherfucker.
No, he's got to curb his. I know he's got enough money, but he bets big.
He's a competitor.
Yeah,
he's a competitor. That's why he does that sort of thing. He has to compete, and no matter what it is, whether it's against himself or against other people. That's why he gambles against other people. I'm sure he gambles in Vegas on things like that's what he is.
It's like by that logic, if you were saying because you're betting on yourself to win, so that means like it's almost that's the point where you can almost go, yo, watch this. I'm about to go hit this home run or whatever. Nope, you bet on yourself. Can't do that. You're like, dude. Yeah, I want to enrich myself with my talents and not do anything. Like, I'm sure Pete Rose was a shit with whatever else, but when it comes to baseball, he didn't do anything wrong. And you cannot beat those stats. I think he's got the most hits. Jeter is like number 8 or 5 compared to him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's something. It's something stupid like that.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, and they were talking about it on the Pat Gray show, and how many hits he had. And I just wish I could just jump in on the mic and just go, it's funny you mentioned that because Trey and I always say the hardest thing to do in sports is to hit a baseball.
Hit a fucking 95 mile per hour
and to do it over 4,000 times.
Like, come on, dog.
How long was his career? He wasn't.
How long did Pete play? He probably played like what, 14, 15 years?
Okay, I mean,
it might even been longer than that, honestly.
I don't know. All I know is that guy was fucking, what he did for the city of Cleveland. Or I'm sorry, Cincinnati.
Let me see.
Yeah, so it's just thank you. MLB or Cooperstown or wherever the fuck.
Oh, he played like damn, like 20-something years.
Okay, well, but still, I mean, how many to hit 4,000?
Yeah, I'm looking at his hits though. So he had his rookie year 170, next year 139, 209, 205, 176. Okay, so I'm looking. So he had in 65 and 66, he had over 200 hits. In 68 through 70, he had over 200. I'm trying to look at how many times.
So he's averaging like.
I'm trying to see how many he's strung together.
200 seems to be the minimum for each year.
Like so I'm trying to, and then 75 through 77 over 200. Like I'm trying to see if he strung it together, how many times he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, he strung together. He had 2 in a row, and then he had 3 in a row twice. So like, come on, dog.
Dude, it's 200. Like, come to think of it, we've been doing this for a year. We've done 25, 30 shows.
Like, that's crazy, bro. Like y'all,
just really think about
y'all
that.
Y'all are tripping, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So
I don't think my car has started 4,000 times.
He played 24 years. So I mean,
and Sheila's Joe Jackson got lifted too. Yeah,
that's true. So man, like I said, shout out to the Mavs, man. Y'all be happy that y'all went out there and got that.
Just take the win,
because you know what I mean. You can't keep bitching about shit like that, bro.
Maybe the gods or basketball gods or God,
whoever,
they
smiled down.
It was just like, you know what? We feel your pain, so we're gonna let this one happen.
With that transition, we do have another Dallas team playing tonight. That'll be the Stars against the Winnipeg Jets. Stars are up 3-1. This game is in Winnipeg. They're trying to close it out. I'm seeing Winnipeg is minus 135 to win. Dallas is plus 115 underdog. So Vegas does think that
the first game we spanked them, didn't we? It wasn't like 16. It was something stupid like that.
Wait.
Do you remember how you were talking about, like, we were talking that you like close games and shit, and I fucking hate them?
Yeah.
This is like one of those games I'm like, I want the shutout.
Right.
I want the
You don't want it to be any doubt.
Yeah, I just want to know that we're going to get in. I don't want this to drag on for another.
First game was... What day was that? Oh, first game was 3-2.
Okay.
Against the Jets, Wednesday, May 7th. And then the next game, the Jets won 4-0.
I must have been thinking about that.
You're thinking of game 3. The Stars won 5-2.
Okay. Yeah.
And then on Tuesday they won 3-1.
Okay.
And so tonight they're trying to close it out.
We're averaging two goals a game.
Essentially, man. So yeah, man, like, shout out to them. Shout out to
all the Southern teams.
You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. You got it's still 1-1 in the second period.
You got Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's up the run. You got Carolina. Yeah. Yo, up north, what's going on, guys?
They don't know.
You guys have one job.
They don't fucking know, bro.
So,
but yeah, man, that's
a good one.
That was it, man.
That's how you get it off your chest. Sorry it took so long to get everything set up.
No, we good, bro. I just want to let people know that y'all cannot consider everything a fucking conspiracy.
And it's not. Yeah, I thought you were about to say an experience. I'm like, because this is a fucking experience.
No, this is always an experience. This is the Wes and Trey experience.
No, it's Trey and Wes experience. No. On your show, it's the T-Dub.
Hard work, bro. I just get up here and talk.
No, I just make you sound good, man. That's all. That's my job.
About, bro.
All right, man. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the flip side. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, man.
For sure. Hell yeah.